How's it going, everybody? I want to do a video on what's it like living without uh, faith, and don't think uh, it's a lack of hope. No, it's not. Living without faith is, well, faith in the Hebrew God, that is, faith in Jesus Christ. It's a wonderful thing because you realize that a man, first and foremost, a man that lived thousands of years ago, 2,000 and something plus, I used to know the exact number, but that man can't save you because he lived his life just like you will be living and just like I will be living. And someday, if we do not have children, then we ourselves will die. And what I mean by that is, if you have children, they live on. If you have a son, you live on through your son. And that's the only way to have perpetual life. That's my opinion, based on, as of now. So that's the way I look at it. I mean, it makes sense. And so, a man that lived 2,000 years ago cannot truly save you because, so when you I'm sorry, I'm, I learned well from where I used to work. But anyway, when you ask someone, are you saved? You're literally saying, I'm an idiot, because a man that lived thousands of years ago, because you're saying, right, are you saved? You're saying that a man that lived thousands of years ago is going to have some power, some effect on your life to actually make a difference. That's a placebo effect. You're in fact eating the sugar pill and calling it a miracle, calling it I'm saved. I'm written in the mystical books of the kingdom, you know what I mean? Of the mystical kingdom that doesn't exist. And so, yeah, that's what you're saying. And, living without faith makes you realize that, hey, what you do here on earth does make a difference, because you have to store your treasures here on earth, and this whole, so they won't corrode, so the moths won't eat it. That's a bunch of shit. That was a doctrine that was told to the peasants, and all of them believed it. You know what I mean? All of them believed it, and it made them feel better. Think about this stuff. I mean, seriously, you have faith in a man that was born, I already said when he was born and when he died, but seriously, are you serious? That man couldn't save you. That man couldn't save you just as much as, insert the dead guy just as much as Elvis Presley could save you. You know what I mean? He's frazzling dead, Now, I'll talk more about that subject later. So, having faith, it opens your eyes to the reality that, hey, I am here. I can see what I can see. I can see nature. I could see what is around me. I can see men and women walking down all around. I can see the squirrels. I can see the animals. That, for a fact, I can see. And I know it exists. But this God of the Hebrews, he may or may not be around. He may just be one deity that comes around every now and then because it makes more sense that way. And that could explain why he doesn't answer your prayers right away. And sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes hundreds of years, 80 years, I believe in Abraham's case. And so I don't think he's omnipotent like they tell us he is. You know what I mean? That is another lie to keep those people that believe in this stuff, primarily the peasants, right? The servants. That's what religion is about. That's one of the reasons why it was pushed upon the masses by the Roman Catholic Church, Charlemagne and all those guys. And yeah, so so they want you to believe this stuff. They want you to not sorry about the hair. I just got out of the gym, but they want you to just to believe this stuff, to believe in these fairy tales. And that's the reason why Mickey Mouse and Disneyland and the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus still being around, and the Three Kings for those Latinos down there, down south of the border, and even north of the border, and because a lot of those Latinos still believe in celebrating the Three Kings, coming around. So you'd leave your shoes out and all that stuff, and a letter and all that jazz. And anyway, that's just the way they do it. But faith, going back to faith, you realize that what is self-evident is all around me, and if a supreme being wants to speak to me, right? If a god or a goddess or a spirit of nature, or like my ancestors used to believe. They used to believe in fairies. They used to believe in dwarves. They used to believe in gods and goddesses, right? If these supreme beings want to speak to me, then they're more than welcome to. They speak to everybody, and they guide everybody, whether you realize it or not. And so, not being a super Jew anymore, and not being a super Christian anymore, I realize that I finally feel and I know that what I believed, it's a good idea. It's good. It's good for those that believe it. It's good for those that require a rapture idea, because someone's going to save them and they don't have to worry about anything, or they can prepare and nothing's going to happen, so that's good for them because it gives them hope. It gives them hope. But for a man that wants results, for a man that wants to know that they are truly serving and truly faithful to a god or goddess or goddesses or gods that, or even spirit beings around, like the Native Americans believed, like the Indo-Europeans believed. To a man that wants results, to a man that wants to know that his God is powerful, his goddess or goddesses are powerful, and they're actually fighting for him, and they're actually making a difference here on earth. That's what I want. And until then, hey, I am looking, right? Just like Abraham did, right? I'm throwing out the thousands of years of Christianity, of churchianity, right? And I'm realizing that, hey, if Abraham said, you know what, this crap that my dad believes in, this crap that my mother believes in, that my people believe in the area of Chaldeans, what the Chaldeans believe is a bunch of shit. So what I'm going to do, it isn't real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to keep asking questions, and I'm going to look around, and I'm going to wait until I figure this out. So, lack of faith? No, on the contrary. I have faith enough to believe in myself. I have faith enough to believe in others that I love, and making a difference here on earth, storing my treasures here on earth, not worrying about, not seeking a kingdom that doesn't exist, a Christian kingdom that doesn't exist, okay, with Jesus on the throne, because Jesus hasn't been on the throne since his own people killed him, right? They said, kill the Jew, kill him. So, Rome said, all right, it's all right, but I'll wash my hands, right? Pontius Pilate said, I'll wash my hands because I don't want this falling back on Rome, even though we're going to do it. And so, of course, he did that. It was political, right? He didn't want the Jews to realize, hey, you killed one of us, so, hey, that's going to piss them off. You know what I mean? Anyway, so having faith. I don't think you need faith. I had a cousin of mine, and some would say, oh, she's probably an aunt, some cultures, but yeah, she was a cousin aunt, and she went all her life believing in what she believed. Well, actually, what she was wonderful. Now that I think of it, what she believed in, she kept to herself. And I never saw a Bible there at her house, because she probably realized that, hey, that's a bunch of stuff that I can't prove. I can't really prove that stuff for sure. I don't know if it happened. But to me, they're stories. That's probably what she thought, and I'm pretty sure that's what she thought. And what I loved about her is that she never pushed anything on you, right? Her beliefs, she kept them to herself, but she believed, she told me one day, she believed in doing good, doing what you can, working hard, and finally through who she was and what she lived through, she was able to save enough to live a decent life and retire, and enjoy her time that she had left. And of course, the damn virus caused her health to worsen. And she believed everything that was told to her on the news, which is one of the bad things. But she believed a lot of the things that she heard on the news, not everything, I'm sure. And that caused her early demise, in my opinion. Okay? So, have faith, right? Well, yeah, have faith in yourself, right? Do what you can, eat right, get out there, do some strength training, do some cardio, some aerobic and anaerobic training, and set goals for yourself, and realize that, if God is omnipotent, as they say he is, then he should know where you live. He should know who you are. And if those beings, right, if these beings that that exist want to communicate with you, want to help you, then they're more than welcome to help you. You know what I mean? But until then, keep going, right? Keep going. Don't lose any ground, right? And don't believe in Christian fables and if the God of the Hebrews is real, which many say he is, but if he isn't, then hey, who cares, right? If the God of the Hebrews is the great I am, then he can do what he can, you know? He can do what he should have been doing, you know what I mean? Thousands of years ago, right? Think about this. If Jesus was truly the man, right? The strong man, you know, the Son of God, a true man that has God with him wouldn't allow himself to be slaughtered, wouldn't allow himself to be beaten like he was. Okay? He just wouldn't. So anyway, he was killed by his own folks, and his own folks did what they did, and they enjoyed it, right? But hey, the Jews don't mind, because they don't believe in them, and they're still making thousands on tourism. Ain't that something? That's something. But anyway, gotta love it. All right, guys. Ye of little faith.